Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity report for the 1st to the 5th of October 2018, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So this week we'll be having a look at the commodity markets as we go into the final quarter of the year. So next week, of course, we'll be moving into October, and we've seen some fairly significant moves here into the close on Friday. So silver gained 3.4% on Friday, breaking out to $14.70 per ounce. This is actually the first monthly gain that we have seen with silver prices in approximately 4 months. Meanwhile, on Friday, palladium broke out to fresh 8-month highs, and we've also seen Brent crude oil surging to 4-year highs as well last week as a result of US sanctions on Iran, which are tightening supplies. And with that, hedge funds and money managers have continued to raise their bullish bets on crude oil on concerns over further supply shortages and disruptions. So with that, after the breakout that we've seen here on Friday on several commodities, let's move over to the charts and I'll talk you through the key levels that we're looking at as we go into next week. Now, firstly, before we go over to silver, we're going to have a look at the gold to silver ratio, which on Friday broke down to 81:1. So recently, the gold to silver ratio broke out to 10-year highs. It achieved 85:1, which essentially means that you would be able to exchange 1 ounce of gold for 85 ounces of silver. That was the most extreme the gold to silver ratio had been in 10 years, and we've now started to see the ratio break down quite significantly last week, which historically tends to mark a low for silver prices. The expectation would be now the gold to silver ratio should continue to sell off, in which case you should see silver outperform gold as it needs to catch up within that ratio, because there's been a big disparity in relation to gold and silver prices. Silver over September was down 17% from where it started at the beginning of the year, whereas gold was down approximately 8%. So silver prices essentially need to catch up to gold prices here relative to the ratio. And we're definitely seeing that into the close on Friday. Quite a significant breakdown. I could certainly see the potential for the gold to silver ratio to continue to sell off here, selling back down to 80:1 and then potentially coming back down towards the lows here from June of approximately 75:1. And with that, the expectation is that silver should outperform gold over the next quarter. Okay, so let's move over to silver and I'll show you what we're looking at here on the chart. So into the close on Friday, silver closed at $14.62 per ounce. It spiked up to $14.70. What you want to have a look at here is the weekly chart. We've got buy signals now on the weekly chart, solid basing formation in development on the weekly, and also the monthly chart here for silver as well. We've now got a buy signal on the monthly chart. The last time we saw that was actually going back to July of 2017, before we had a run back towards $18 per ounce. We could certainly see some follow through here on silver over the month of October. All we really need to do is break above the September highs, then we could be on for a reversal and then essentially move back towards the highs here that we had from August here, and that would take us approximately back up to $15.50 if we were to see a reversal like that on silver over the month of October. If we move over and have a look again at the weekly chart here, I could certainly see the potential to do that. If we can break above the neckline here, clear back above $14 and approximately 75 cents, and then start to make a run up back towards $15 and then essentially back towards the $15.50 level for silver. Now, it might be that the follow through move may be more significant than that, but certainly I think it's possible over the month of October that silver could get back towards $15 to $15.50 per ounce here if we get additional follow through. We just need to see a break back above the monthly highs here, break above the weekly highs here, and those would be the next levels that I would be targeting on silver to the upside. Now, of course, on the flip side of that, if silver was to give back some of the gains here, it could then become range bound again, and we could see then potentially silver just continue to range between $14 up to approximately $14 and about 70 cents here if it just holds around the 50-day moving average, the midpoint of the Keltner channels here, and we don't get additional upside here. Otherwise, we could just be on for a range bound market over the month of October. But for now, the low seems to be in here for silver at approximately $14 per ounce. We springboarded off the $14 level several times over the month of September. That's exactly where the monthly pivot resides as well, and the expectation would be that we should at least consolidate or potentially break back towards $15 per ounce over the month of October. Now, moving over to gold, still a very range-bound market for gold here. We're essentially ricocheting between $1,180 between mid-August through to the end of September here as well. We did get a sell-off over Thursday, taking the price back towards $1,180, but we found support on Friday, in fact, closing at $1,191. And the range right now, about a $30 range of $1,180 up to $1,213. And we've just been ricocheting between support and resistance. So one of the best ways to trade gold right now is essentially trading that range. So I would be looking for some follow through as we go into October here, taking the price back towards certainly the 1200 level, and then above that back towards $1,210. We've got the Keltner channels below here, which reside at 1180 down to approximately 1170. Then you have the swing low here as well, which takes the price back to $1,160 from mid-August. But we have a buy signal into the close here on Friday. The expectation going into the early part of next week is that we should at least stay within the range or possibly make a move back towards 1200. And if we do see further follow through going into next week, we could see a revisit back towards $1,210 per ounce. But trading the range over September has certainly been very profitable here for gold. Now, moving over to Brent crude oil, you can see here where we have broken out to 4-year highs on Friday. We've actually found resistance right at the monthly pivot here as well. Over a 5% move to the upside last week after we broke above the range there. And we're essentially finding a bit of resistance right now around the $83 to $84 per barrel level for Brent crude oil. We do have the beginning certainly of an overbought condition occurring at that zone, but it's still possible we could spike higher at the beginning of the week before we may start to see a bit more profit taking. But I'm interested to see whether Brent crude oil does follow through at the beginning of next week here. We've seen the overall positioning from hedge funds and money managers increase to the long side here. What I would look out for here as well would be WTI crude oil too. So WTI crude oil into the close just below $73.50 per barrel. It is right at the upper end of the Keltner channels and also getting quite close as well to the swing highs here going back to June as well. That level resides at approximately $75 per barrel. Again, we are getting a bit short-term overbought. That's not to say we might not spike a bit higher here at the beginning of next week and then possibly then start to see some profit taking around the previous swing high as well. It's also possible that the price may pause around the $74 per barrel level at the beginning of next week and potentially a bit of profit taking here as well, taking the price back towards the $72 to $70 per barrel zone. If we were to see a rollover in price next week, it really depends on whether we get another spike at the start of next week leading to a breakout back towards $74 to $75 per barrel, or whether short term we're just a bit overbought here on oil and we could see the potential for some profit taking at the beginning of next week. We'll put out another report on that next week as well for our forecast on crude oil, particularly after the oil inventories data on Wednesday. So with that has been the week ahead commodity report. If you would like to join us at the Gold and Silver Club to get access to all of the trades that we will be taking as we go into October and a fresh quarter, some really great opportunities are lining up here in commodities. You can see that very clearly with silver breaking out 3% on Friday. You've got oil currently trading at 4-year highs. You have palladium trading right now at 8-month highs. If you're missing out, well, there is an opportunity for you to get involved at the Gold and Silver Club. If you would like to join a community of successful traders and get access to our live trade alerts, those are delivered via WhatsApp, email and SMS. You have access to mentorship, expert advice, in-depth market analysis and trusted insights so you can know earlier how to act quicker and maximize your return on every trade opportunity. To find out more about the service, all you need to do is go to www.jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP. And do make sure you also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that way you will be kept updated with the latest commodity reports.